Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who comes to you tonight only with peace and love. Peace and love. I am Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Big Brother Wednesday night recap. It was BB Comics tonight. We will talk through all that and much more as Michael has chosen not to use the power of veto on a night when he breaks the all-time Big Brother veto record. And here with us to talk about it, what a great panel, because we have here the only showmance remaining in all of the Big Brother world here with us tonight. Of course, it is Pooya and Liana are here with us. Pooya and Liana, how are you?
Woo! Do we answer in unison? Do you want to practice?
I don't know how.
I don't know how to do. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to.
You didn't practice before the podcast?
No, we didn't. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. But you know what? This is a throuple I'm so excited to be a part of.
Okay. All right. We did this last summer. It was a lot of fun. We did it for OTEV veto. So tonight, BB Comics. Pooya, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I can't complain. You know, we're getting to be on with Liana and yourself for another staple of the vetoes that we see on Big Brother. Quite a treat. So I'm excited to be here on the heels of a double eviction, no less.
Yeah, double eviction night tomorrow night will be live after the double eviction at 10:15 Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that. Liana, what's new with you?
Oh my gosh, what's new with me? Well, you know, science and stuff is pretty much it. And Big Brother. I mean, come on, like my life is not that interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got a programming note. Sam Moore is telling me that it's 11:15 Eastern on double eviction night.
Okay. Whew. Okay, good. All right, good. Well, I'm glad that we cleared that up. That is more exciting than my life, Sam. So I do appreciate you jumping in there.
Sorry, Liana, go continue.
Oh no, please don't. I'm done. What do? I watch television. I watch reality TV. I go to science and I science all day. So those are the two most important things in my life.
Okay. All right.
I'm right here. There's a third.
Oh, sorry. I misspoke. You're right.
It's okay.
Yes. Right. I'm a scientist, a reality TV fan, and Pooya's spouse, not necessarily in that order.
All right. Well, only 2.5 weeks left here in this Big Brother season. And then Masked Singer season is back around the corner for you too.
Yes, they announced the new format today. It is going to be 22 contestants, where every episode is going to have one person standing out of all the competitors. It's going to be wild, but we'll be there at the forefront to talk about it all. I'm pretty excited. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. I don't think I understand what that means to have one person standing, but we could talk about that at another time.
We don't either, to be 100% honest. It's just going to be such a mess. They're throwing everything they can at the wall, and then we're going to see what sticks. But there's an avocado mask, and I think that that's super adorable. So I'm very excited about little avocado.
Okay. All right. We will see that in a couple of weeks here on The Masked Singer. Interesting night of Big Brother for sure. We had the BB Comics. I really thought like halfway through, I'm like, oh, okay, we're not getting the veto ceremony tonight. They got a 2-hour episode tomorrow night, but I think that they might have been so hard pressed to have stuff for this episode. They couldn't even kick the veto out to the 2-hour episode, Pooya.
Yeah, it was a bit of a snoozer outside of the veto comp here. And given what's been going on in the house, they should have plenty for tomorrow, including also a jury segment, I'm imagining. So they have plenty on their plates, Rob, for tomorrow. Hopefully they deliver, but I'm not going to hold my breath after the last 2-hour episode they've had this season. Lord knows that was tough to get through. So,
yeah.
DJ Snoozer is a good name for DJ Showtime instead of DJ Snowtime, because he sleeps early, right? That's like his thing. So just Mark that one down, Mike, for when we talk about Terrance on the B&B.
Yeah. The 2-hour double eviction, we had actually 2 of them last season. I don't know if both of them ended up being 2 hours, but we had back-to-back double evictions. And I remember at the time being like, oh, okay, well, they've got 2 hours now, so they can really take their time and really show us what's going on. That was not the case in terms of what they did in the 2-hour double eviction. If my memory serves me, I feel like that it was just like a regular hour, and then they had like 9 million commercials in the second hour when it ultimately ended up the double eviction. Where did Tiffany and Chada go out in the second double eviction last year?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah. So we'll see ultimately what they do and how they use that time. But that'll be tomorrow's podcast. This is an episode about what Michael decided to ultimately do with the veto. And Liana, the story I felt like that the episode is trying to tell tonight is that Michael is definitely making the wrong move with his veto decision.
Mm-hmm. The show has definitely been going in on Michael and Brittany, but Michael got a lot of flack, it felt like, this episode, because he got Brittany saying, oh my gosh, we really need to take out a bigger target. Michael saying no. Turner saying, yeah, I was the one who was going to backdoor him. But then Michael, even though he mentions a bit of distrust towards Turner, definitely not wanting to go after him. Michael even had the veto in his hand and essentially completely shut down any opportunity for any type of backdoor, either Turner or Monty, when Brittany is in his ear constantly saying, these guys are coming after you. Turner was willing to backdoor you last week, and he's a big competition threat, which now at this point, Michael knows he needs to win out. So it feels like a no-brainer to have gone after Turner, but nope, bit of a miss.
Yeah. Does not seem to be interested to do it. He tells us himself in the episode, plainly.
Turner, you're lucky that I made this promise, because the best move for me right now would probably be to send you home.
And Pooya, he says it a couple different ways in the episode about how, I should probably go after Turner, but I won't.
Yeah, I won't. He made I made a promise because he made the right move last week. Again, the right move, of course, being I gave you all this information about Kyle. You put him up. We sent him out. So I will nice you and not put you up here. But also, again, Michael was very smart in realizing immediately last week that, oh, I'm the backdoor target. Got to win this veto. So to me, he should do what's best for him at this stage, especially when he has all the power again. But he's trying to make the right move and do the nice thing by not putting up Turner here, which, again, is not I think Turner should 100% be his move this week. Given that, though, Terrance is not a bad move for him, given how Terrance is moving this week. So it could be worse.
Yeah. Liana, we even got to see in the diary room the devil and the angel on Michael's shoulder. The devil was telling him to put up Turner, and then the angel said put up Terrance.
Yes, we got the voices inside Michael's head telling him one way or another, which, Terrance being the angel, I don't know, I just started equating those two people together. That was very funny to see that, the little stills of Michael, the little angel and devil on the shoulder.
And ironically, it was Terrance at the end of the episode that said that, hey, what do you say? He's not giving up until hell freezes over. So how's he the angel?
Oh my gosh. Made a deal with the devil, a deal with the angels. I don't know. We're getting our metaphors confused all over the place. If only there had been more poems, I think maybe we could have settled this out.
I'll tell you who's not going to like the bringing in of the devil into Big Brother is Julie Chen Moonves.
Definitely not. I'd be intrigued to see if that comes up tomorrow night.
She famously said that Satan is a liar and a loser.
I hope she covers this on God 101, because I really do feel like this needs more coverage. But I think she would be happy, though, that Michael ultimately would side with the angel, because, God will win out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that would be a good thing from Julie's perspective for sure. Yeah, we got to see a lot of like Brittany with like a mind of her own in this season of like, yeah, I love Michael, but what if he ends up not here? I gotta start to like think about some of my own things now. Pooya, can you explain a little bit of like what was this as presented in the episode, or was there a little bit more nuance to everything that was going on with Brittany in this episode?
There's a lot of Brittany going on around the house this week. That is fact. Brittany has took it upon herself essentially this week to try and find a good landing spot for not herself, not only her, but Michael as well. Knowing, of course, Michael cannot compete in the upcoming HOH, and wanting to make sure that she is in a good spot, he is in a good spot, but also clearly in the diary room pointing out that she really wants Turner out. This is something that is on her radar and that she really wants to work on that happening. Now, if you ask me, well, does that mean she's been talking negatively about Turner around the house? No, she's been doing a lot around the house, Rob. And people she's targeting, she's trying to work with, she's, all over the map, Brittany Hoops this week.
Yeah. Liana, it's just been very confusing. I'm sure for the people that are like watching the live feeds nonstop, it's also confusing. But just how much does Michael know about what Brittany is doing? Because it was my understanding that they were sort of like, okay, working together to sort of like put this plan in motion. But then at other times, it seems like Michael wants nothing to do with what she's doing.
Yeah, so so it's a little confusing because I'm not sure where like the spoiler section starts when it comes to the chaos that's been happening on feeds. So I covered for the morning update the nominations, and everything was so boring. It was so boring. It was so slow. Nothing was happening. The Reddit threads had maybe like 300 comments. So dead.
That's not a lot.
And that's for reference. That is not a lot. As Reddit or weirdo, I recognize that no one else knows that information. So anyway,
what's a good day? What's a lot of comments?
So the day where Kyle was like everything was being exposed about Kyle was 17.9 thousand comments.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot. But anyway,
and none of them could use the word Liana either.
That's what I've heard. I haven't tested that. I should test that theory myself. But anyway, that aside, myself aside, the importance of me aside, the Brittany chaos of it all really started a little bit later. And the thing about Brittany is she kind of knows she's playing for second place, and I think feels resigned to that. And because there's not this self-interested conservation of I have to preserve my own place in the game, she's willing to just go for it and just be incredibly chaotic. And Brittany has a propensity to do this because I said this once a week, one day a week, Brittany would just like go off and make a bunch of chaos. But she has been consistently making chaos. In part, Michael knows about this, and in part, Michael's okay with it, but he has started to become really annoyed with Brittany, and we see it in this episode, where Michael is already starting to say, when Brittany goes into chaos mode, she starts to run her mouth, she talks a lot, she exposes information, and we've seen Michael now throughout this week not tell Brittany everything. And I think part of him holding that back, showing that he doesn't necessarily trust her because she might do something to hurt his game.
Yeah. Pooya, is any part of this that, Brittany is still looking out for her and Michael's best interest, but she thinks that Michael is not doing the right thing, so she's kind of like taking things into her own hands?
No. To me, from where I'm standing, it's I don't like this, but you're leading, so I'm fine with it. You go ahead. Like I this is not my ideal, but it is what it is. That's how I'm reading it. Because like Liana said, I feel like at this point she really is playing for her and Michael to be at the end, fully knowing that Michael will take the W and she will take the $75K check for second place. That's what she's doing. So if Michael wants to do that, even if she's like, I think this is the better move, it is what it is.
But even when we got to see her like talking with Terrance and talking about how she really wants him to stay, is that all part of this plan, or does she really feel like that Michael is making a bad call here?
Well, I feel like part of it, she does see that Michael's making the bad call here. I mean, again, I've been saying this for weeks now. Terrance won an HOH because he was second place. He did not win it because he was the best. He won because he was second place and because he didn't get picked when they were doing the elimination style. He ended up in the right bracket. That's really what it is. And then his veto, the Stackums, like he wins that, good for him. Whereas Turner has won 2. Steady hands for one of them, which is good. And then the other one is patience by holding this massive lighter and swaying in unison with everybody. And so I think those 2 things combined, and like, you know, socially, I feel like we could all agree Turner has done better than Terrance has. Some of the stuff very evident in this episode itself with Terrance. So I think she sees that, right? But ultimately, again, she's not one to push here. All she cares about right now is, how do I get Michael and me safe? That's the number one priority.
She's a little pushy sometimes, though. I think she's pushy in the sense of, she reminds me of a little bit of like my mother about like, but wouldn't it be like so good for us if we did this? That would just be, that would be so good, but doesn't outright say like, hey, you really should be considering this. And so it's a little bit vague. But I do think that Brittany would target Turner going into the double eviction. So clearly, you know, she does see him as a threat and wants him gone. And I think feels like Michael it's a missed opportunity here to take him out, especially because Brittany's going to have to be competing in the HOH next week. Michael's not going to be playing.
Yeah, well, like, look no further than this veto, where her language in the DR isn't, I will convince Michael to do what's right. It's more so, I hope Alyssa or Terrance win so that he has to put Turner up. So it's a lot of like, I would like this, but I would like it to happen in this specific way. I'm not really going to be pushing.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot of Terrance in this episode. In the early parts of the episode, we see Michael talking with Terrance. The last episode ended with the nomination ceremony, and Terrance did like a like something funny. Terrance, something you want to share with the rest of us? Nope. But obviously, Terrance was not happy with these nominations. And so he says he's not going to throw Turner under the bus, Liana, but he probably goes like 99% of the way to throw Turner under the bus.
Yeah, exactly. He takes Turner's fare and then pushes Turner out of the bus, but maybe doesn't necessarily run over him. Yeah, this was so funny. And because from the end of last week's episode, when he's laughing literally in the middle of the speech, that energy just continued straight up into the HOH room. Because actually, I believe maybe the Alyssa conversation, I think, happened later, or maybe it was first. Anyway, Terrance was like very upset, comes up, my game starts at jury. I'm ready to go to the jury. I'm going to poison everybody against you. And then when Michael starts to explain why, and they get into the conversation about the back door, the whole thing with Terrance saying, well, you know, what was the quote? I'm going to draw you a picture and I'm going to let you paint the canvas. He really liked that.
I'm going to draw you a picture. I'm going to let you paint the canvas. Pooya, is that sort of like one of these things where it's kind of like, then it's basically like a coloring book where Terrance is sort of like drawn like the outline, and then Michael is going to come in and then just color it in?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, where he's going to make the foundation and then you can fill in the parts that the format, the boundaries that he has set. It's so funny to me that Terrance
put the ingredients in the crock pot.
Exactly.
Michael can come in and turn it on. Yeah.
This is him 2 nights from now in the jury house. All right, jurors, listen, I have some information and I'm going to need this about you tonight. I need you to understand the information I'm putting out there. I'm going to need this about
yours,
you.
DJ Showtime.
And he's going to start firing off some of the ideas here, and then he's going to let it marinate. He's going to leave it, and then wah, he's going to get the votes against Michael. That's his grand plan here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting with if it's a double eviction, because then how much time passes between when he gets to the jury house and then whoever comes in after him, because I think that, I don't know if he has that much time to ultimately have the floor to himself to present his case. We're like, all right, gather around, everybody. Kyle, you know where I'm going with this, okay? And then to tell the whole story, I don't know, like depending on if Brittany comes out after him, You know, does he really get to like completely say everything he wants to say?
No, I think it's DJ no time. He's gonna have no time to explain anything.
It's filmed in the same day, right? Like, because they're always wearing the same outfits. Like the first juror that shows up, and then they film that segment, and then the next person shows up like right after. So I agree, DJ no time in the house.
I feel like that they just watched their DVD or whatever, and then the next person just comes right in. Like I don't even think there's a big gap.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same time. And it's really funny because Terrance kept talking about his game starts when he gets to jury. Oh, I'm gonna start playing when I'm at jury, but Terrance didn't really play in the Big Brother house
because
proper,
he didn't start playing until he gets to jury.
Oh,
he's waiting, Liana.
Yes. Oh, you're right. Yes. Well, you don't want to come too early, so you really got to like save your energy.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
The jury house.
That's been the lesson of the season.
Yes. Okay. No, you're right. Thank you. I forgot about that. We'll see what he can do there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he does not like the way Michael is playing the game. That he has talked about that a lot, and basically tells Michael so much as though he's going to basically go to the jury. Michael goes back to everybody and talks about how, you know, Terrance was not happy, says he's going to go to the jury. Turner then goes back and he throws Terrance under the bus. Basically says that that was Terrance's idea last week to try to make you the backdoor. I didn't want to do that. Terrance said that it was all his idea.
Okay, sure. Yes, the mastermind, Terrance. But it's funny because Michael, that day when last week when they were put up on the block, Michael already had the suspicion like that outside group all bonded together. It's myself or Monty as a backdoor plan, and didn't necessarily ascribe it to like a certain person, but it doesn't like, Turner was the HOH as DJ Showtime, as Mr. Paint by Numbers says, like he is the one who had the power to enact the plan. Turner is the one who made the move.
Yeah. Speaking of Turner, had a nice segment in the episode tonight where Turner got to open up on the show for the first time, talking about his involvement in talking about LGBTQ experiences, and was doing so with Monty in this segment. And Turner is talking about how he is a bisexual man, and got to talk about what that means to him, and how his parents received that information. Monty, that he was very receptive to hearing about that. Nice segment for Turner in the show. A different side of Turner than just the guy who eats the muffin and doesn't take showers.
Yes, Turner, our bi icon of the season. Yeah, I'm happy that they gave him some time on the show. I don't know if this was just in case Turner goes in the double eviction, let's like get this segment in here.
Personal story bump. Yeah,
exactly. But regardless, I'm really happy that they included it, because I felt like, the show has always touched on the gay or lesbian contestants, but we haven't really spent a whole lot of time with any bi contestants. And so I felt like giving Turner a platform and allowing him to talk about especially the struggles that a lot of bi people go through with feeling like, well, I'm not one or the other. And so both groups invalidate me, where like gay men will say like, oh, well, you aren't really one of us. And then straight people will also like invalidate the experience, and him telling the story about, I thought this is what everybody went through, where you had to choose. I think that that's something that is also, very unique to those that are either bi or pansexual. And I'm really thankful that the show gave him time to talk about those feelings.
Okay. Nice segment for Turner. We go to the veto draw. This was not a nice segment for Turner. He ends up being left out of the veto. The only person who doesn't get to participate in the BB Comics video or BB Comics competition. Terrance has the opportunity. He has the choice to take either Turner or Taylor into the veto comp. Pooya, we get Terrance taking Taylor. And Turner's like, what? What's Terrance trying to do?
Yeah, he's trying to keep the veto out of Turner's hands, which is an interesting move here by him. Listen, it's Terrance, Rob. the idea that I'd be able to tell you what's going on in this man's head accurately is funny because again, was the pick correct, Liana? Was the pick of Taylor over Turner correct for Terrance? Not for us, for Terrance.
God, who knows what goes through Terrance's mind? I mean, it didn't make sense when it came back that he had picked Taylor. We were all very confused. I mean, even with his confessional, right? Because didn't Terrance say, I picked Taylor because I don't trust Turner anymore?
Mhm.
Does he think Taylor is going to use the veto on him? Does he think, I mean, I think probably he would suspect that Turner could potentially be a backdoor option, even though he didn't mention that at all. So maybe that's giving him too much credit, but maybe that's what he would try to convince Michael to do.
It's
So he doesn't want Turner
weird
to win?
because it's like, okay, well, maybe he feels like, okay, Turner might want to leave the nominations alone, but I have to think that Taylor is really going to want to leave the nominations alone. I feel like that Turner, there's at least a chance that if he wins the veto, he can't go up. It's Michael's HOH. Why not take Terrance down at that point? I guess maybe he thinks Turner would be afraid that Monty would go up. But I mean, that's really like Terrance having like a really good read of the house.
Which that would be quite the tall order. I don't know.
That would be surprising.
Yeah, look, I don't know. No, I just trying to explain Terrance's actions throughout the entire season has been confusing. So I'm frankly not surprised this decision. Also, we can't necessarily pinpoint the logic behind it.
BB Comics. Okay, we've gone long enough into this podcast without talking about the comics. Let's talk about the BB Comics. Now, all in all, feel like there was not a lot to talk about from the actual competition in terms of what happened. Nobody really had any sort of like off the wall strategy. I mean, Brittany fell down a bunch of times like a sack of potatoes, but overall, it was a pretty uneventful affair, correct?
Yeah, straightforward, not a lot. My God, did they use sound effects tonight? I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Every boing, bloop,
Mm-hmm.
it was all over the place. Like you said, Brittany falling was like the biggest segment. Alyssa said something to the effect of this isn't her kryptonite and did a punching thing. The interesting thing to me was they brought back animations in the diary room with some of these house guests. So that was quite interesting.
They blew
to see.
the animation budget this season.
They did. Also, I believe it was in Taylor's, because in Taylor's comic, she's holding a villain, a bad guy. And like, it's clear the side of the bad guy, the line is straight on the side of his head. So that means that they just cropped out the background of the pictures and used those. They didn't make new animation.
Yeah.
They definitely did. Yeah, they just like took like whatever was in the comic and just like stretched it to like make it move.
Yeah, because for the mouth, it was just like like very puppet-esque.
Yeah, it was not synced.
It was like South Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, should we talk about the comics?
Let's talk about the comics.
Okay. All right. We're gonna talk about the comics. I also want to invite people in the chat to write your questions in the chat so we can take them later on here in this podcast. We will flag them for later on in the show. Just post them in the chat. Let's start off with somebody who this person really liked their comic. It is the Taylor chip.
I mean, this is probably the best one, right?
I mean, yeah, looks wise, at least there's a pun. It looks like her. Again, I don't really know what a superhero does with a potato chip.
Well, I think one bite and she's ready to fight means that it powers her.
She's is ready to fight. That spelling mistake.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a typo here.
Oh, my brain corrected it.
Yes. Yeah, a little hard to see. One bite and that they write here, one bite and SHES'.
Was that the mistake? No.
Was that the mistake?
No, it was the potato chip color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
And these came to us. These were all given to Dalton Ross over at Entertainment Weekly. He got them early today. He had the exclusive. So thank you for getting those up so that we could take a look at them. So, all right. Taylor chip. Okay. So I guess, all right, let's start with the good. All right. Approved by Taylor. She could like, I could see her like having this hung up at her house. Good.
She was happy that the drawing was accurate to her, which I agree. Again, it's a pun. It's referencing something she's been involved with this season. We'll take it. The pun, on a scale of 0 to Mike Bloom, isn't the best, but it's a pun. I like a pun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It's fine. All right.
The open bags, I like all the open bags of potato chips. I don't know if that was intentional, but remember she was leaving open bags of potato chips all over the house. So I don't know if that was on purpose, but I think the potato chips fuel her. Like she's not necessarily the potato chip.
Like Popeye with
herself.
spinach.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. We got potato chip. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Next BB comic here that we're going to take a look at. Okay. We have the copycat. Here is Michael. Are we able to zoom in at all so they can see what does the text say on this?
Let's see.
It says, he's army has 9 lives. Too bad you don't. He's got the CAT scanner 3000. That's not what a CAT scan looks like, Liana.
No. Much more expensive, much bigger. So, but a little bit different function.
Yeah.
This is the CAT scanner 3000, so it's updated.
And of course, this is because Michael has a cat.
Okay, so my assumption was yes, because he has a cat. He's talked about his cats, but also because he's been on the block a bunch and has won Veto a bunch. So I feel like the 9 lives thing also applies to Michael, not just his army of cats.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. See that.
I don't like this one. I thumbs down on this one. I think people have been kind to this one. Like he has like a thing. Like he's been like is like a super comp beast. Why are we making him the copycat?
They drew this at the beginning of the season. I don't know.
Is that what it is? Like they put in the order for the comics like in week 2?
No. Some of the ones coming up will prove that that's not the case. I will say, if I'm gonna critique anything, I don't love the lime green button up underneath the lab coat and then the lime green belt over the lab coat.
Liana,
that's
you
your
don't wear
problem
that in science, right?
No, I don't. But maybe I will. I love the little CC belt buckle. I think that looks pretty cool. No, I don't wear a belt over my lab coat. I feel like that would be very uncomfortable. But also he's missing a bunch of pockets for the lab coat. The lab coat is it's not functional. Where are you going to put your pens? Okay. There's no pockets to put your pens. There's no holes on the side to go into your regular pockets. The lab coat. Come on. Get it together, BB Comics. That's my real qualm with this issue.
That is a cute cat, though. I will say that. Cute cat.
Why does he need so many cats?
Well, that's his army. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's not. I mean, I guess he's the superhero, but he doesn't have any special powers apart from the fact that he has a bunch of cats at his disposal to fight for him.
All right. There's the copycat.
Like Attack of the Clones, but with cats.
All right. What's next? It's Melissa. She shops till crime drops. What?
I love that Alyssa in the show even said, yeah, I'm not even that big of a shopper.
She said, I'm not that big of a shopper, but if you steal from me, I'll kick your ass. Yeah, this was 100% a pun-driven comic. It doesn't make any sense at all. It looks is she throwing those bags? Like it looks like she wound up and pitched those bags at the criminal.
Yeah, which criminals, I feel like, that often don't have shopping bags. I think these might just be shoppers.
Oh, you think she's just randomly attacking people in the mall? Oh no, where's Paul Blart when you need him to take down Melissa for creating chaos?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like usually like the shoplifter, I feel like they just kind of like walk out of the store with the thing. They usually don't have a bunch of bags.
Wait, you think you think they're shoplifting?
I mean, I guess so. She shops till crime drops.
She shops.
You think she's like a secret shopper, Liana? Like she's like she's like in the store, like sort of air marshal of the mall, like waiting to see if anything goes down.
Browses stores.
Undercover. Yeah, she's like hiding out at the Hot Topic, just waiting for someone to steal something. I don't know, but it looks like I think she's throwing her bags at the criminals. That's my guess.
She has a bunch of bags. She throws them at criminals.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
She shops till crime drops. Like, I don't understand the association between the two.
I
But
mean, listen, I've not had many bags thrown in my face, but a bag with sweaters and a pearl necklace doesn't seem like it's going to stop
and hold
me.
hold on here. We got a pearl necklace in this picture.
Yeah, you see that?
What are they doing here? What are they doing here with Melissa?
they knew what they were doing.
If you know, you know.
And she's throwing it away.
Okay.
Anyway.
Could we
can I-
beat Melissa? Like, I mean, is there anything else that you could do? Like, if we're just like going off of her name.
Why are her two middle fingers stuck to each other in the comic?
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know.
Also,
It's a good question. It doesn't even really look like her, to be honest. So I don't.
She seemed to like it, Liana.
Yeah, I mean, it's flatter. It's definitely flattering, right? Like, we've seen some really unfortunate looking comics. So
Look at
I think,
the Turner.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I think if this is what I look like I would also be very happy.
If it's not going to be accurate to me, but it's good looking, I'm not complaining that much. I'll take it.
Okay.
What about Wall-Lissa? Because she's just like the wall. Because she's boring.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If she did better in the wall comp, that would be good.
I'm trying to think of other.
Call Lissa.
Small Lissa.
Ooh, like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, but they already have
Brit Flea. Maybe they had that first.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, look, you can't. They're like, look, you think you could do so good? What do you want us to do with Alyssa?
Yeah, exactly. You think you can do better? I'd like to see you try.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
Well, there's a lot to talk about here, at least.
Okay.
For the Count of Monte Twisto, here they say no fists, just old twists. Monty himself seemed confused about this. Apparently, Monty felt like, well, I guess I have powers that I can bring back old Big Brother twists, but I don't have powers.
Yeah, I didn't get any powers. What is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm so happy they included him being confused about the whole thing, because there's so many questions. Like the Count of Monte Twisto, okay, because it's just his name. But then there's literally nothing else related to him. And there's nothing either related to the Count of Monte Cristo, unless there's something about, I don't know, did Monty like be wrongfully accused of something and put in jail? I don't know. I don't think that happened.
No, that would be a very deep reading of the Count of Monte Twisto.
It's interesting because Monty's comic is not great for him, but it's one of my favorites because of all the history embedded within it. Namely, the man to his left, Eric Stein, being featured. Loved me some of that.
Yes.
That's great. Why is Dan Giesling jacked? Like, why did they give him hella muscles?
I don't know. Did they accidentally do a first draft where they thought Jesse was one of the coaches from BB14?
Well,
it took me, I looked at this for 5 minutes. I was like, who is that? Who are these people? Who are the coaches?
The only reason I got it is because the woman kind of looks like Brittany. That's it. That's the only, like, the face, sort of. But it's weird because then obviously they didn't want to include Boogie for reasons. So then I guess they couldn't include Janelle because then it would be too obvious that they didn't include Boogie. But then why include them at all?
The two that made it to jury.
Okay, is that sure? Yeah, okay, because Joey also made it to jury, which is why we're including Joey in Team America, who was on Team America for like 2 days.
Hey,
right? Because wasn't Joey the first member of Team America and then went home week 1?
Yes.
That was a deep pull for them to include Joey on Team America banner.
And then
also, I think they did Derek a little dirty. That Derek apparently is about 5'2" also.
Yeah, I didn't know Frankie Grande was so tall. I guess
Frankie
his hair gives him some
towering
extra
over
height.
them. Did not think that the Tree of Temptation would be making an appearance.
The twist that just didn't even like get used, right?
Yeah.
Because Paul convinced them all that they shouldn't take any of the apples or whatever.
Not only did it not get used, but also the tree was the main spot the difference in this comic. They're like, we didn't use it in 19, we're going to use it in 24. It's going to be the gotcha. So let's see, the reset button from BB16, is that Uncle Austin's
14.
trailer from
Yes.
Yeah, that's Uncle Austin's trailer from 17.
Yeah, it's from the Roadkill twist.
18.
Yeah.
That
From
was what it was
18.
called.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
Brett with the BB hacker.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, what is that box? Is that anything?
Yeah,
That
that's
Pandora's box?
Pandora's box would be my guess.
That's more of like a literal representation of Pandora's box.
Yeah.
That looks like a Mario Kart item box to me.
Mhm.
Well, and then the neck, I don't know what the ring is, but the necklace is the high roller room necklace thing. Or at least that's what it says. It
Okay.
says high roller, I think, on it.
And what does
Also-
it say on his robe?
Big Brochella.
Big Brochella.
Yes. Yeah. Big
But
Brochella.
he wasn't even the HOH during Big Brochella. And he's, I don't know.
Mhm.
Also, where is his neck? He's got no neck.
Yeah. Yeah, they eliminated the neck. Oh, it's the ring of replacement from BB19, the ring.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
Oh my
Sure.
God.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there like in that room, in that same room where they gave out those the hex and stuff in 19? Wasn't there a spell book? Is that book also from 19?
I don't know. That's not the rule book that Paloma was reading earlier in the season. Because how do you have twists if you don't know what the rules are? You have to know the rules to have twists, right?
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that the Halting Hex book.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
The
think
Halting
so.
Hex Rising for the
Yeah.
which is the BB
Yeah.
hacker.
Did that have a book? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, was it not right there? Why not go with the full Monty?
That would have been great. I would have
Mhm.
appreciated
What about
that one.
Yeah.
personally.
Monty Python and he's a snake. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if is there like an IP issue with that if it's too close.
No, it's spelled like his name. I believe Monty Python's with a Y, right? So
Okay, and that would be allowed.
I don't know. Sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know why he's
Mhm.
in the city also. Because it's like he's like a no fists, just old twists. It's very spooky, magic-y.
Yeah, could
And
you
then he's just in
imagine?
the
It's
middle of the
like Monty, somebody's robbing the bank. All right, let me send in Team America.
Let me just conjure up a spell real quick.
Let me get Eric Stein on the case.
Here's the generic BB hacker.
I do that for $1. Yeah. All right. Who's next? Okay. Oh, it's Britt Flea.
Oh yeah, Brit.
Britt Flea,
Oof.
who had to pretend to like this in the diary room.
So the Brit Flea being the head itch in charge, I'll take that any day of the week.
It's Brittany, itch.
Just for that one moment.
Itch in charge. It's Brittany Itch.
I would love to know the order in which these things were. Like, I wonder if they wrote that line first. It's Brittany Itch, and then they were trying to figure out how they could work it into some type of comic.
Yes. What itches? What do you itch? Oh, a flea, a Brit Flea. It's right there. Yeah, I bet that's how it went.
Yeah, Brit Skeeto just doesn't have the same ring to it, so I think
Definitely not.
we'll go with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like Ant-Man. We talked about this on the slop the other day. Frail Mary joined me on the slop the other day, and we talked about the clip where Terrance and Taylor were in the backyard talking about that, and Taylor was like no, like don't, or Terrance was like, don't you get it? She's a flea. She hangs on other people. I'm like, this. I don't know if I agree with that interpretation, but then Big Brother played the sound effect, zing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's them taking credit for something they definitely didn't think of.
I
Like,
will
oh,
take
that's
that.
better. Yeah,
It works on another
Yeah.
level because she's not like on a dog or anything like that. Like she's not like in the photo, she's not like attaching herself to somebody.
Well, you know what can have fleas? Cats can have fleas. You put her comic and you put Michael's comic together, maybe you got a little something going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where has Brit Flea been shrunken down to miniature size? Is she like on the table in like a pizzeria?
Yeah, like a diner,
Yeah.
maybe.
That's what it looks like. Because I think is that supposed to be salt and pepper, obviously, but then is that like the Parmesan cheese in the background?
Or like
Yeah.
a beer glass, right?
Yeah.
One of the
Or
big
like
ones.
onion powder or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is
and
that
then
a
I guess
penny?
there's a
Yes.
penny there also for some reason.
There's a penny. So she's
Yeah.
the head itch in charge. Okay. Stretch. It was a stretch. They I like that they added the period there at the end also.
Yes. Let's see. No Fists, just Old Twists also has a period as well. Actually, I think they all do. Now that I didn't never notice that before.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's
little
weird. It's
Yeah.
a tagline. Why do you need the punctuation?
Okay. The head itch in charge. All right, there's Brittany. Probably will not put that one in her house.
No.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Okay, DJ Snowtime. Boy, he loved this way too much. His beats are super chill.
Oof. Yeah. Is it snow time because he's from Chicago?
It's just it's one letter away from what it actually is, right? I will say there's a lot of cool elements in this comic, right? If we're looking at it. I like the costume. I like the speakers being like the weapons. I do enjoy the necklace. But for Terrance to ignore all this and praise his fedora is ridiculous to me. Like this is where you love the fedora. You love the fedora on your costume. Great, good to know.
Yeah. Well, a sartorial genius. He's just all about those priorities.
This seemed to really go to his head, Liana, that he kept talking about like this is like his new thing. He's like Mr. Freeze now.
Yeah, it went straight to his fedora. Yeah. I think I don't know, maybe it's the physique. He looks really cool. Also, his was definitely not as bad as like Brittany's or Turner's, so he's taken that as a win. But I don't know, maybe he'll adopt this as his new personality. He is DJ Snowtime now.
Listen, he definitely did because he went ahead and true to form in character, froze himself out of the competition by coming in last. So he nailed it.
Nailed it. Okay. All right. No more DJ Snowtime. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Poor Turner. Rug of War. So he's kind of like a Rambo. That it says that he's tough as nails. There's also he's tough as nails. Okay. So I can't make out what is that. Oh, what are the other words that say on top of Rug of War?
I don't think
That's
there's
just
any
grass.
words. I think it's
that's
just grass.
Okay.
Oh no, that's like the tip of a rug, like the.
It's like the tuft.
Got
the
it. Okay.
tufted-
I thought it was like a movie poster, and those like the names of the actors that are in the movie in the film Rug of War. He's tough as nails. Yeah, this is not good. Pooya, what is that machine?
It looks like.
And what is happening to the man that's under the rug?
Oh, that is very unfortunate. Based on where he's, that is mad. How is that on here? Oh,
It's higher. It's higher than.
Is it a rug of war or a tug of war?
He looks like he's crying. I don't think it's pleasant, whatever is happening. I feel like I see a teardrop in the man's eyes. Because like based on the people in the, it's like vacuum sealing them into the rugs, but that's not a vacuum.
No, it's one of those. So this has come across my TikTok of people
course
making
it has.
rugs. Okay, you know what? It's not my fault that my TikTok is educational and I want to learn something when I'm on TikTok. Anyway, what's come across is it's tufting or like tufting a rug, and they have like a machine like that is the tufts that you like stick through. You have like a base backboard kind of thing, and then you like tuft in all of the little tufts of the rug. So I think that's what he's doing there, and he's kind of like tufting them in to the baseboard.
Listen, I'll just say this: it looks like an electrical penis pump. Okay, I'll just put that out there.
On it. I don't know what
can't
kind of
unsee it. I'm
things we're
sorry.
using in the bedroom, but
We can't reverse the curse. It's over. That's all I see now.
Yeah, it's just a very weird placement of whatever this thing is doing. This man looks like he is very much in pain.
I don't know.
Turner, he's had enough. Leave him alone.
You know, this might be my favorite comic now.
No.
I didn't like it, but it move it up.
Turner also looks happy in the comic.
Turner doesn't look like Turner in the comic. Like this is someone else.
It reminds me of one of those really bad like boardwalk caricatures that you could
Mhm.
get. It's very much that style.
Yeah.
Especially because he's drawn as Rambo, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yikes.
All right. So there's Rug 4. He's toughed as nails. Okay. All right. Let's look at the next one. All right. Oh, here we go. Here is Rep Kyle, and the greatest tagline of all time on the BB comic: "Crimes about to suffer, reptile dysfunction." And I tweeted back to Dalton Ross today, I really think it should have been "Crimes about to suffer a reptile dysfunction."
Mhm.
I think they missed a letter there, but it's a burn.
Okay.
Yeah. When the reptile needs help, he calls up Rug of War. Hey, bring that tool. I need help. Boom.
Right. Boom.
What is this?
They they use the extra letter on Taylor's. They were like,
Yeah.
Yes. They only paid for so many letters.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was great. The fact that obviously we didn't see this after they played, and the fact that people didn't understand his tagline allowed us to get an early sneak peek of the reptile dysfunction. But nothing could prepare me for the combination of the tongue and booty on Rep Kyle, because I
Mhm.
don't his butt cheek is just so well defined, and that
Yes.
tongue is so long. It's all very uncomfortable.
Well, Leon, is he twerking in his comic?
Oh, okay. That does make sense. It doesn't make it any better, but at least it helps me to understand
Yes.
why he would be in such a compromised position.
So
What's-
yeah,
Yes.
go ahead, Rob.
Let's see, what's happened to the men in this picture?
Yeah.
The first man, I can't tell if he's been hit in the face or if
Yeah.
something smells very bad.
I think the guy on the left got hit in the eye, I think, with
Yes.
the tongue. But then the guy on the right does have his mouth covered in a very like disgusted scent
Yeah.
type of situation.
Do you think he licked him?
I don't know. I don't know. It was a little bit like I think at the end of one of the recent TikToks when Phil was done moving the pool floaty. I think that he had like a similar reaction at the end of the video.
Yeah.
As we all did. Yeah. Yeah, it's a choice. The tongue shape also is very questionable. Like the tip of the tongue looks suspect as well.
Oh,
Ju-
it
there's
does.
There's
Mhm.
just so much
it's
about
leaking.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's very
Spherical.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Alyssa said this does not seem accurate.
I'm the only one in the house who can say this for sure, but Kyle does not have a curvy tongue.
Okay.
I did not need to know that. But also, I don't think they yeah, never mind.
No, finish that thought. Finish that thought. We're amongst friends.
No, thank you. I mean, but I think she said in the house that this is like the opposite, because I think somebody had to explain to her erectile dysfunction, and so I think she was like, but he has the opposite problem. But,
right.
you know,
right.
They're gonna go for some kind of joke in that vein. So I'm in that vein. So I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You are
yeah.
filthy.
Yeah, maybe you can't spell reptile without PE.
I mean, obviously there was the 10 seconds thing, right? Like he'll take you down in 10 seconds or less or something in that regard. But if they're not going to do that, I'm okay with this.
Or he's got a tongue, but he doesn't know how to use it. I don't know. Something there.
Is he like an incompetent reptile?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is there like a lizard that's very quick, like fast lizard?
What about those ones that run up
Like run up the
and they like run? No, they like run on their back feet. Don't they like stand up and run?
Yeah, is this the chat now?
Oh no. Yeah,
The
I've
ones
seen
in the
those.
desert and they go like and then like that's what they look like, and their little arms kind of like flap like this. I don't know. Where's
Don't they
when
have
you
like
need
the
'em?
ears? That's the one. Like they have like it's like a mane, like a lizard's mane kind of thing going on. I don't know.
I don't know.
I avoid pictures of reptiles. I don't like it.
Does this freak you out?
Would
For
you rather
different
look
reasons.
at
Yeah. Would you rather look at this or a picture of a bearded dragon
I will. Oh, that's the one I will look at a bearded dragon. I think
over this?
This is like nightmare fuel for different reasons.
Okay. All right.
get over
Let's
butt
bring
cheek.
up the next one. We've got
Oh, yeah.
Shredded.
Mailing it
Kicking
in.
ass is his cardio.
What is
on.
this?
Come
Yeah.
on.
Lazy.
As much crap as we give them from Melissa, at least that's somewhat based on her name. Like it's some kind of pun.
Mhm.
Shredded.
Shredded. They could have made him like the Hulk or something. Joe Sulk. No, that's not right.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's something. There are people who are more clever than I am out there. Shredded though, I don't know. That's so lazy.
Yeah. In fairness, Joseph didn't get a lot on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also they just put no indication of who this is on there outside of like the likeness to him in the character. Shredded just doesn't give me anything to work with. There's at least some stuff you could put in there. Someone in the chat saying his last name literally has the word ab in it. Like it's Joseph Abdin. Abdin, you have AB. Do something with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also you have the costume to go with for him as well, right? Wasn't he skid or fancy?
I think they made the right call, not
One
bringing
of
that
them.
one back. Though.
Don't bring it back. Yeah, they did bring back a lot of callbacks from quotes from the season. I forgot when he said that these abs don't get made with pie.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like the voiceovers that we got to see got to hear every once in a while. Like like Daniel's.
Yeah.
And like,
okay.
is he fighting? He's fighting wrestlers, right? Based on the tights and the boots the guy on the left is wearing.
I think
Like,
so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. He's shredded. All right.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. I like this one. Sprainiac. This was one of the successes tonight. Okay. Muffins beware.
Yeah.
This was great.
They put all of their intellectual thought process into this one. There's the sprain, there's the crutch, there's the boot, there's the muffins, there's the muffin shop. And the name is perfect. Yeah.
The half-eaten muffin specifically, right? I think that was a good little detail. That was good. Maybe Turner should have been the Muffin Man, and then we could have had some type of like internal rivalry between them. I don't know if they would have given that away.
I'm a little confused here of what's going on. So it looks like that Jasmine's foot is in this like metal, heavy metal walking boot, but then it looks like her other leg is in a cast. Like, pick a lane here. What is it? It can't be both things, right?
If it was up to her, she would have had a cast on both her feet, though, to be fair. She would have done that.
Like, she had the thing on her ankle, but why is her leg in a cast?
Yeah, that's a great point. Wait, which leg did she injure? Was it her right leg that she injured? But then why would she have a boot on her left leg?
That's the question.
Does she not have boots on both legs then?
Well, maybe this boot is optional and it's a utility boot that's got, tongs that come out of it and stuff. And that's where her power is in the boot.
Yeah.
The Go-Go Inspector Gadget boot.
Yeah. Also, why is she like microchipped? Like what is all these like green lines?
It's like some weird Tron reference. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Is it like that she's like maybe they started with like Brainiac and then because I don't know. It's a great question.
Also, is she stealing muffins from the muffin shop? Or
who stole the half? Yeah.
Who?
She did.
She did. She
Yeah.
stole the half.
Yeah, because her thing says muffins beware.
Yeah.
She's taking the muffin.
Oh, flipping it on its head. Okay.
Yeah, she's a villain, I think.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Have her muffin and eat it too.
There we go.
Okay. All right. What else we got? Couple more BB comics. Okay. The Brazilian Waxer. Okay. This was a real reach. We didn't have a lot to go with Indy. I'm not gonna totally be down on this because at least she's got big wick energy.
Great caption. I don't love the power being I'm gonna spray like goo on you. I mean, it is wax.
Yeah.
But then
I think Turner might have been giving that guy a Brazilian wax.
That's definitely possible.
Mhm.
Maybe Rug of War is the sidekick to the Brazilian waxer.
Maybe people come
No.
in with like a rug on their body, and then that's Turner.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think they're sidekicks. I think she's gonna wax the rug off,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Although it's
She
giving
puts
like
the wax on, Turner pulls it off.
pulls it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that's what they mean when they say wax on, wax off. She's giving like very Pompeii energy though, with the like frozen people, sort of like in the middle.
Oh no.
But this is, I mean, is it just because she's Brazilian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
because she didn't, she's not like an esthetician or anything like that, right? Or did I forget that?
No, they're
somewhere
like,
along
no.
the way?
Brazilian wax. Okay, go. That's really how it happened. What I want to know is, so let's, I really have to talk about the mechanics. So her power is she shoots wax at you.
Yep.
And then does she put the wick on top after she's kicked your ass? Like, as in like you just got. Like, how is the wick on there? And how is it perfectly placed?
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she like turns you into a candle.
So not a waxer, but wax in terms of candle wax, which is where the big wick energy comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I do love that song, so
Yeah.
I'm good with this tagline.
Yeah. I didn't notice the wick until the very end. So maybe she, you know, that's real insult to injury once she turns you into a candle and then it lights it and walks away.
Well, you know, the city would smell lovely after she came through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. And then anybody else? Was that 16?
No.
Oh no.
Oh
Cam,
yeah, we got a couple. Wait,
You're all a bunch of clowns. Okay, it's old McDaniel. His killer
Yes.
veggies will make you scream.
E-I-E-I,
no. Oh,
E-I-E-I, no.
What are we doing?
Okay, Rob, here's the thing, right? You've got the two best detectives on the network here, the Masked Singer group. Allow me to paint you a theory, see if it fits, okay?
Okay.
Old McDaniel is obviously a play to the nursery rhyme Old MacDonald.
I'm with you. Okay.
Ronald McDonald is a clown. McDonald, McDaniel, Daniel's a clown, full circle, bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
They're all a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, also, is it just me, or what is that on the bottom right? A cabbage? Does that have like the Elvis hairdo?
Yeah, they did bring in Elvis into that. But
Also, this is a big week for corn. These some ugly corns they've brought into the fold here.
It's got the juice.
Yeah.
This made absolutely no sense to me until Pooya and I were trying to spitball what it was, and we came up with the old Ronald McDonald theory.
Mhm.
So I like that he is, I believe, a villain.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that his killer veggies will make you scream E-I-E-I no. But I see no other thing in relation to Daniel. Otherwise, it makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is terrible. And was it Alyssa that said, yeah, Daniel wishes he looked like this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that from her.
Yeah. Okay.
The carrot is super creepy.
Super
yeah.
creepy.
Really
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah. This is like, this might be the worst one.
It's like nightmare. I mean,
Mhm.
no, well, there's another one that I think is maybe more nightmare
Okay.
fuel, but yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. Here's the short order crook.
Yikes.
Her food is killer. So again, we do have some clear villains here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
Yeah.
steak is looking awful.
It's
Rough.
disgusting.
It's looking rough.
Yeah.
Like-
The short order crook. She sends her food out to kill you.
Here's the thing, though, gang. Am I supposed to be intimidated by the mushrooms and cheese with goofy eyes? Like,
Those are cute.
yeah,
Mhm.
like that is not intimidating to me. That chicken looks rotted. The broccoli looks
This
terrifying.
chicken?
I think that's what
It's
that's
a drumstick. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought it was like an onion.
Oh,
It
like a
does
bone.
look like that
There's a
until you see the
bone.
bone.
I didn't see the
Yeah.
bone. Yeah.
it's terrifying. I mean, it's the crazy eyes for me. Like we talked about Brittany with her zing having crazy eyes, but for me, Nicole's face is
Terrifying.
terrifying.
Yeah. She's like the new Cruella DeVille.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
Yeah.
can see it.
Okay. All right. Her food is killer. Whatever. Short order crook. Okay. All right. This one, here's a really dumb one. Okay. It's a Bira. 7% alcohol, 93% ass kicker. She comes out of like a beer at a poker game.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? What are we doing here? Great costume for a Bira. but everything else is the reachiest of reaches.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I have no idea at all where this came from. I'm trying to decide if Melissa or this one is worse.
Also, is Abraham Lincoln at this poker game?
Did he have a monocle?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like the hat, especially. Then who's the other guy? Who's the guy with the scar across his eye and the fake eye? He's kind of creepy.
I don't know.
In the back.
Look, I've seen that guy as a bad guy in one of these movies in a poker game. So that does look familiar for some reason.
Also, Pooya, is this poker game taking place in Canada? 7% alcohol?
So it's a good beer right there, Rob. Only the best for a beer.
Yeah. An IPA coming through.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
So why does the guy have 4 cards, not 5? That doesn't matter. But if it's either Texas Hold'em, which is 2 cards, or 5. I mean, I guess there's other types of poker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think the rest of them have 5. Maybe it's hiding.
Yeah. Okay,
that's a real issue.
Get hung up at Amira's house. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was that it? Oh no.
No, there's the best. The best.
Oh.
Save the best.
Crime is about to get boned. Period. Period.
So, I mean, we talked about this on the B&B that the pooch was just going to be pooch or something along those lines. I did not predict this giant human head on a tiny dog body chasing after, I don't know who this guy is, but then the weirdest part for me, it's hard to see here because it's so small, but there's a tiny little dog in the background on the left who is like bug-eyed, looks absolutely ridiculous. Just the whole comic is just absolutely wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is the obsession with having the tongues out? Put the tongues back in the comics. Why? Why there's so much tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense.
I don't know.
Why is the head so much bigger than the rest of the body too?
That's what I'm saying. It's creepy. I mean, I'm happy that Alyssa highlighted it being nightmare fuel because it truly is.
Also, why does Pooch have 2 sets of ears? He has his normal human ears.
Yeah.
And then he also has like giant dog ears, like flapping in the breeze.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. It kind of reminds me of like for centaurs, there's some debate about certain things, or like how cats wear pants or dogs wear pants, for example. Does it cover all 4 limbs? Is it just the back limbs? Like, why does he have the extra ears? Are they necessary? Is it part of the transformation? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, that could this little dog body support this giant head, Liana?
No, I really don't think it's possible. You know how they did the thing with Barbie, where it's like if Barbie were a real person, she wouldn't be able to exist. I think if the pooch was real, I just there's no way anatomically this thing could exist.
Also, I don't love this caption of "crime's about to get boned" as this guy's running for his life from a chasing pooch. Like,
yeah, you think that the pooch is gonna hump this guy?
That caption's terrifying, is all I'm saying. Yeah, again, this comic, I feel like the minute they cast someone named Pooch, they knew what the comic was. It was just a matter of what was the animation going to look like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if there's one thing we know about Pooch,
this might be the first time Pooch is having a little bit of trouble finding the sweet spot.
He knows a thing or two about getting boned.
Yeah, this guy's terrified. Okay. All right. There you go. There's your BB comics.
Oh boy.
Wow.
All right. After the BB comiks, I don't know where we go from there.
I really don't know.
We talked about the BBCU. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. We get a little bit back to Brittany. We get to see her a little bit more in action. She goes to Turner, says she can't beat Michael. And so Turner says, hey, I think Monty would feel the same way. Brittany's like, aha, we got it. Monty and Turner are working together. She tries to tell Michael about this. Michael's like, whatever.
I mean, when Michael has an idea to do something, there's very little information or evidence, if you will, that will change his mind on where he's going. And so, I mean, there was really very little that people could say this week that would have swayed him to do anything other than what he had already decided to do. And I feel like while the episode used this as, oh, maybe Monty will go up if he won't, target Turner, it felt like this was more so a prelude to what's going to happen in maybe next week's or tomorrow's episode. I know we talked about this at the top of the show, that who knows what they're going to do with all that extra time and how many commercials they'll put in there. But they have had so much chaos go on in between after the nomination ceremony to today, essentially, that they could try to squeeze all of that in. And all these little signs of distrust and people starting to talk to each other, I think really laid the groundwork for everything that's happened.
Yeah. So Michael then gets a visit from Turner. Not before Turner eats it on the steps, Pooya.
Listen, they gave us the positive Turner edit. Now back to the Turner Dodo edit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Well, didn't they get rid of the spiral staircase for injury
Exactly
purposes?
this reason,
So
yeah.
so now they're all right. Well, they're gonna get an elevator. Ooh, or one of those which I thought they would hopefully do for Jasmine. You know those things that you get that go up the side of the wall
chair
that you
lift?
sit
Yeah.
on, those chair lifts? Yeah, they should get one of those. That'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would take a long time, though. Those go very slow.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. You get to watch people go
It
up.
would be a great segment, like when Jasmine wins HOH. Who wants to see my HOH room? And then she sits on the chair like.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Turner goes to Michael and says, "Hey, guess what? Brittany wants to. She doesn't want second place." Now, I just was confused about is Michael playing dumb here? Is he like, oh, Brittany is she doesn't really want second place? Is he just saying this? Well, what is the truth here from Michael's perspective?
From my understanding, it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think that he knows that Brittany is at least, loyal to him. Like they've had conversations about, about pretty much everything and where they stand. And Brittany being able to essentially play with house money because she's sort of willing to just take these bigger risks and talk to people. And I mean, she does really come back to Michael with everything. But I do think that Brittany being pretty erratic as a game player sometimes has put Michael a little bit on edge. So there's now starting to be more things that Michael's not telling Brittany. So I think it started maybe as a little bit more of a two-way relationship, but is starting to shift.
Okay.
But I don't know, Pooya, if you have a better understanding than I do.
I think one thing's abundantly clear to Michael, and that's that Brittany has got his best interest in heart and that he has Brittany locked solid. Now, is he happy with the way Brittany conducts business in the house and the way she puts information out and wheeling deals? I don't necessarily think so, but I don't think he's ever going to be shaken about Brittany's loyalty to him. I feel like that's the one person he can feel secure in and probably does feel secure in as far as not wanting him out or not having his best interest.
Well, and he did say in a cam talk that he would never, he wouldn't vote her out. So it's not like it's gotten to a point where he would be willing to flip on her. He still definitely, wants to keep her around.
All right. We're going to get our veto ceremony here tonight. And ultimately, Michael is not going to use the power of veto. And so it is going to be Alyssa and Terrance up on the block going into Thursday night. Alyssa has some words for Terrance.
I'm the only one in the house who can say this.
Oh, and not those words. Those words.
That's not for Terrance.
Wrong
Not for
one.
Terrance.
No, not for Terrance. Not for Terrance.
Terrance, I have a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. The only one meeting Julie is gonna be you.
Oh, and double eviction actually.
Got him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, there will be two people. But
Two people are gonna meet Julie, but
yeah.
Okay. I mean, boy, what do you think? They write that for Alyssa, or you think she comes in like, "Hey, I got one today"?
If I'm Alyssa, give the credit to the producers because my God, that was some basic nonsense right there.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't hear her practicing like Jasmine would practice her Julie, you look as blank as a blank and a blank. But Alyssa, it's a pretty simple rhyming scheme. So, and there's no geography involved. So it's highly likely that she could have come up with that herself, but we don't know the actual answer.
Okay. I mean, just like with these comics, again, it's like, I think this is episode 25, 26 of the show, like to not have like a thing in the house other than like the showmance, like is like, what are you even doing this summer?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that now that she's solo, like, oh yeah, remember when she had the poetry? Let's bring that back. Let's go back to that well. There's not much else going on.
Oh, that was from her intro package where she wrote poems. Oh,
yes.
Wow.
I completely forgot about that. That didn't even cross my mind. I mean, now that does make more sense. So maybe that was something in her poetry book.
Also going back to the beginning of the season, no BB comic for Paloma. Does this change anything in terms of that? I guess because my interpretation of it is that I think that maybe production, like if Paloma left, again, we don't know what happened. If Paloma left, like due to like basically like a medical evacuation, like a mental health, like medical evacuation, kind of like they'd give her a comic. It feels like that they seem like they are treating Paloma as a quit more so than like basically giving her like the Shima treatment more so than somebody who like had to leave for extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, I believe that the what they said is that she self-evicted. So if she self-evicted, that means she's removed completely, no comic, nothing.
Okay. All right. Anything else from tonight's episode?
Boy. No. Oh, the two other things. The two other things, or I guess one other thing was Turner saying, "Why'd they make me so dirty?" about his comic was fantastic because he has upped his personal grooming routine. We've seen he like did some shaving, he like showered a little bit more. So I think that in combination with his zing from Zingbot has like encouraged him to do a little bit more of that, which is very funny.
Okay. All right. So why don't we go ahead and let's bring in the spoilers and let's start to look ahead to tomorrow night's double eviction, baby, to talk about everything that is coming up tomorrow night. Okay. Let's talk a little spoilers.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
a spoiler.
Warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
spoiler
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you, Liana. All right. Let's talk about the spoilers. All right. So it's been a wild couple of days, but Taryn was just like beside himself on the live feed update this morning. Like incredulous.
Like, what is even happening in the house? Like, this is the thing. Like, Pooya and I covered feeds when it was dead. Our updates were dead. Nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, the house seemed to go from a super airtight alliance that was under wraps for a month or whatever, and then has now exploded to everybody knowing everything at all times, constantly making new plans, constantly having to lie about old/new plans, like the fact that Monty was pushing Taylor. We have to go after Michael. We have to go after Michael. Only for then Monty and Turner to make a final 3 with Michael. And now Taylor's like, I want to go after Michael. Monty's like, should we though? Like right now? And that's over the span of just a few days. It's all over the place. I can't we can probably give you what we think is going to happen in terms of the double eviction, but that could change tonight, tomorrow. But I mean, in terms of where things stand right now, we thought Michael was going to have to completely win out, but it seems like that's not the case necessarily anymore. Which, like, how? The guy got 9 minutes and y'all got 13, except for Terrance. But, why would you not take him out? It's just, it's also wild to me.
Yeah. Priya, anything to add?
What can I add? To be honest, it's just been a lot. It has been a lot, and we can sit here and speculate all the outs and who would put up who and what would happen. The truth is,
Yeah.
Outside of
And
like,
Terrance already on that beat.
yeah, Terrance, bye-bye. You're gone. You're done. Terrance is gone. Not Terrance. Tomorrow we'll probably run through all the scenarios like 3-4 times. So you've got that going on for tomorrow. But as far as we're sitting here, Rob, tomorrow there are many outcomes that can happen. Not just one, not just two. There's like a 3 to 4 outcome that could happen. The number one concern I have or thought I have is, will I be eating a chapstick when I come back from my vacation?
It's a good question.
Because that's on the table. That is on the table for me. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you that one from the dentist. I have the dentist chapstick. Do you want that one?
Pass.
Liana, you're okay with this?
At least it's not 100 nuggets. I would rather him ingest a chapstick. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I got one.
Yes.
So.
I feel like it's a large chapstick.
I don't know. It's like maybe bring it further away from the
bring
camera.
it
Look, it's
further
so
away.
tiny.
Yes.
Look how tiny it is.
Yes,
See,
very
Pooya,
tiny.
it's not that big.
Yes.
It's very tiny.
Yes. Okay. But Liana, that's safe to eat chapstick?
I mean, Amon's still alive, so
Amon's still alive, okay.
probably.
Okay. Because the bet was back from the night of the draft. Really, it was really just Amon's decision. I still to this day don't even know why Pooya got involved. That Amon was like really in turmoil of, do I pick Turner or do I pick Indy? And Pooya was very convinced Turner will not get to the final 5.
I didn't see it. To be fair, week 3, if he wasn't going to win that HOH, he was the target. So it looked like I was right. I was getting ready to like brag about it.
Yeah. No, we're all very wrong when we do these drafts. We think we know nothing.
We know nothing. We really don't know anything.
We had the feeds.
Yeah, we had one night of feeds. We had one whole night of feeds too. But yeah, here we are. Indy versus Turner. If Indy made it to the final 5, Amon would have had to eat a chapstick. Indy's been long gone. Now we have Turner. If Turner survives the double eviction, the next time you see me on a podcast, which will not be Friday morning because I will be traveling, I will be eating a chapstick. So we'll see.
I don't like this. I don't like this business of eating chapsticks.
I mean, I agree. I
don't like it.
Is there any way for you to get out of it?
Hey, Rob's the boss. If Rob says no, I can't do it. Boss's rules.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like how liable am I for all of this?
Yeah, is this an OSHA violation? You know, like
right,
workplace hazard,
Pooya
safety
eats a
hazard.
chapstick, and then it's like reality TV podcaster Rob Cesternino hosts a podcast where people do insane pranks. It went too far one night in particular. Like, it's a whole investigation. I don't know.
Don't worry, Rob. We're gonna be fine. I feel confident that we're not gonna have to eat a chapstick, but we'll see. I feel good.
Okay. All right. Anything else heading into the double eviction?
Okay, according to the Illinois Poison Center, lip products like chapstick, lip balm, or lipstick are usually non-toxic. If your if your child ate any of these products, give them a few sips of water and watch for symptoms.
Okay.
So we'll be prepared.
What about what about just a bite of the chapstick? Like the whole thing seems excessive.
Could it be like a half-used chapstick?
Rob, the issue is we have footage of Amon eating one. So he's done it already. So now it's like, well, again, we don't need to talk about it because it will not happen.
Okay.
Fine.
Boy, so you are going to have just the prayer circle of everything going on of anti-Turner tomorrow.
Listen, Rob, we went to TJ Maxx a couple of weeks ago and bought 12 candles. I'm lighting all of them. All 12 candles.
Stay on time.
It's going to be on. And listen, I've evaded a far bigger draft punishment in the past year. I will be able to evade this one too.
What was that? What did you evade?
200 nuggets of Voce 1 Survivor.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, what I have in terms of who is going to target who, at least at this moment, for Brittany, Turner, and Alyssa. So that's good for you, Pooya. Taylor also has Turner and Alyssa. So, if things hold, that's at least 2 people that would be, trying to help you out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Turner is Taylor and Brittany. Monty is Brittany and Alyssa. Alyssa is Michael and Brittany. But again, those are apt to change. But we have did you guys talk about the gentleman's agreement? Which, by the way, the gentleman's agreement, I can't.
We have not talked about it ttonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because the whole thing with the women, like, oh my God, not the women, which I'm so annoyed with, of like, oh my gosh, women working together. We got to let the guy who has won like every competition in the house, that's obviously less of a threat than women. Oh my God, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I hate
some men would rather see the whole house burn to the ground than to see a woman win at the end of the season.
I suppose so. Yes, they're such big threats. So we're gonna let Michael through. Anyway, that's my feeling.
Yeah, if Michael doesn't win veto tomorrow and Brittany isn't the HOH, okay? If Brittany isn't the HOH and Michael doesn't win the veto and he's there at Final 5, just give him the money, because you literally said I'm okay with him having the money. If at any point beyond that you were able to get him out, you got very lucky, is how I'm going to see it. Because you have all the opportunity tomorrow night. Once you find out it's double eviction, once you find out that you can get rid of him in 30 minutes and not have to bat an eye and not have to explain yourself, and you don't take that shot, hold the L, because you truly deserve it. You really do. You really do.
Yeah. We'll see. Either way, it'll be history in the making. At stake, the all-time Big Brother single season competition championship for Michael, if he can do it by winning the power of veto. If not, there's a chance he could end up on the block. We'll see. This house is very fluid. Things could change overnight. Of course, Taryn will have the update of the latest events tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right. Let's talk about what else is in the cards for the next little bit here on RHAP. All right. I told you about Thursday morning. Be on the lookout for Taryn, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be live after the double eviction, baby. Put the coffee on for 11:15 Eastern time for Thursday night for a double eviction recap. How about that? Yep. Okay.
Let's
and then,
go.
of course, after all that, check in for Pooya Friday this week.
No, I will be driving.
Driving
over to Canada. So I will not be around. Taryn will, I'm sure, hold it down. And again, I will not be there. I was not going to be there. This isn't me evading the chapstick. I want to make sure that the comments are not full of that on Friday.
Doesn't matter what you say now. That's what
I know. It's
yeah.
done.
Yeah. Okay. Over on the Survivor front, Mike Bloom and I have been getting together this past week to preview the new Survivor players. These 6 faces we're looking at. This is the Coco tribe. We got to hear their interview answers to Mike Bloom's pregame questions. You could check that out. Plus, we already previewed another one of the tribes, the Vessi tribe. All of those interviews are up at robhasawebsite.com. We've also chopped them up to make their own videos and uploaded them to our YouTube channel over at robhasawebsite.com/YouTube. Okay, Survivor, 2 weeks from tonight, 21st. Gosh. Yeah, believe it or not. As we are recording this, episode number 10, week 10 of the Challenge USA has aired. Brian and Allie, I believe that they are recording as we speak. Get ready for a recap of the latest episode of the Challenge. In the morning, Brian Cohen and I will speak with the latest player voted out from the Challenge USA. All that's in our Challenge RHAP feed at robhasawebsite.com/challenge feed. All right. Then, Claim to Fame had not 1, but 2 episodes to close out season 1. Both Pooya and Liana were live tweeting during Tuesday night's finale. We had a great time on Tuesday night as Chappelle joined Jenny Autumn and myself to break down the season 1 finale of Claim to Fame. There is video of that as well up on our YouTube channel. If you have not watched Claim to Fame yet, definitely go back and check it out and listen to our podcast along the way. We had a great time with Pooya and Liana, who were so great at cracking the case on so many of these Claim to Fame people.
It's what we do, Rob. We've had plenty a season of Masked Singer to prepare.
So the best in the business.
That's right. We get our confessional room books out and we're ready to go.
Okay. Pooya, what's going on over on 90 Day Fiance?
Well, Rob, you kicked off the season with me, and it's been a lot of fun. Episode 2 was just as fun. I got
Here's
Sasha
my
Joseph
favorite,
on.
Elizabeth.
I knew you'd appreciate the thumbnail. I was like, I'm gonna get someone from the Elizabeth and Andre family for the wallpaper. I got you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Sasha and I had a good time talking about everything. We talked some smack on Sumit, which is exactly what you'd expect for us to do. And my claim to fame, Rob, is that I've got your claim to fame co-host Jenny Autumn with me next week.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to talk about 90 Day with Jenny for episode 3.
All right, happily ever after. Okay. Then we've got over on the mess magnets. Okay. All right. This was very important. The mess magnets had some important things to talk about. Okay. They needed to break down the whole saga of the Don't Worry. What's the movie called?
Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling saga. Okay. Kirsten and Sasha broke down the whole thing. I have to listen to the podcast because I don't understand what's going on. I watched the video 12 times. Like, what am I looking for? What am I supposed to do? So I need this episode of Mess Magnets. Thank you, Sasha and Kirsten, for breaking this all down. Go to robinswebsite.com/messfeed to subscribe to that. Okay. Then, yes, Liana?
Amon in the chat, Pooya has some advice for you. Just FYI, if you're so
Yeah, I
inclined.
see what he's doing.
Amon says, Pooya, you don't have to eat the chapstick. I threw up afterward. I thought it would be anticlimactic if you don't.
Yeah, I see what he's doing. He's like, you don't have to, but if you don't, like, isn't that what you agreed to? Isn't that a weak move? Amon, if I have to, I'll do it, but I won't have to, so I won't do it. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow.
All right, we'll see how it all plays out. Okay, of course. So much going on over on the Rob's Podcast Patreon. We've got so much content for you as a patron. We've got access to the live shows. Be the first to know when we have another live event coming up, plus access to our Rob's Podcast community on Facebook, Discord, and much more when you go on over to robinswebsite.com/patron. Great time to do it with a big brother. We've still got a lot going on here in September. Plus, we've got the start of Survivor at the end of the month. So a great time to check us out over at robinswebsite.com/patron. Then we've got, of course, robinswebsite.com/subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to everything we're doing over at Rob Has a Podcast. All right. Pooya, what's coming up for you? Hold on. Did we lose Pooya's audio? Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we already discussed 90. Thank you for that.
Yes.
We discussed 90. We've talked about Masked Singers coming back in a couple of short weeks. So Liana and I will be there to talk about all of season 8, all 22 contestants, ? It's going to be a lot. So I'm ready. I'm excited. That should be fun. And beyond that, yeah, I'm going to go, back to Ottawa for a week, 10 days. So I'm very excited. After 2.5 years of absence, I'm back. I'll be back. So that'll be a lot of fun. Aside from that, you can find me on Twitter at Pooyaism. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pooya. I will still be streaming this weekend. So come through and check us out. I've moved my Friday stream, that's usually 10 p.m. Eastern, to tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can find me there. We'll talk about all the stuff going into the double eviction before I leave.
All right. Great job tonight, Pooya and Liana. Great to have you back on another recap tonight.
Yes, of course. As always, I'm This season has been so wild, and I'm just very curious to see how it concludes. I have high hopes for the double, which means it'll probably be boring. But you know what? I'm going to be there regardless, ready to watch everything. You can follow me on Twitter at Liana RHAP. A little bit of a podcasting hiatus for the next week or two as I go with Pooya to Canada, so that'll be fun.
Okay.
And then we'll be back in full force. Mike and I are going to close out Big Brother with another RHAP B&B for Big Brother. We're going to be starting up the Survivor B&B as well. And then, as Pooya mentioned, Masked Singer will be back. And then my sister and I are going to do a little bit of coverage of Lego Masters. So we're going to do at least one episode for the premiere, which is also September 21st. And then we'll do a couple episodes throughout the season to cover the show.
All right. This was fun tonight to go through everything with the both of you. Look forward to this one every year to get the Pooya and Liana special. So hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Go into the double eviction with low expectations. It's the only way that you ever get any enjoyment out of them. Okay. This is not our first rodeo. All right. So we will see you tomorrow night after the double eviction, baby. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.